Hey guys, so Yda will be coming tomorrow and let's talk about her. Do you want her BT? Well, if you want to pull for Yda, you definitely want her BT. Yda is a DPS unit and she needs her BT to actually be one. Her BT grants her insanely high HP damage limit up, probably the highest we have so far in this game. Self 20% and party 30%. And her BT has this level, something like bars. So I forgot exactly how it increased, but every time I take a turn, the number goes up. So I just assume that, every turn that Yda takes, it will go up by 1 level. So maximum is 3 level and it can grant 100% HP damage limit up. So from the original 20% and party 30%, which includes herself, she grants herself a total of 150% HP damage limit up from her BT. So comparing to some units that have this form of HP damage limit up is Sephiroth and Golbez, but total up they are 100%, while Yda is 150%. So this allowed her to combo very well with Anna Crow to hit consistently 6 million. So if you have watched some of my video recently, after Sephiroth and Golbez get FE 50, I did a run for each of them hitting 6 million. But there's a lot that I have to sacrifice in the sense that I have to use A6, A3, I have to bring a Deuce friend, then I have to enter Ifrit summon phase for the additional 30%. To actually hit 6 million. But Yda having 150 on a BT does make everything so much easier, so the setup is actually less stringent compared to Golbez and Sephiroth. So if you want to go for that setup, it is really worth your time. Her LD is her hardest hitting attack. A full AoE 12 HP dump, so that would be total of 24 if you're fighting against 2 enemy. And if you are dealing 6 million per HP dump, she will be doing up to 72 million per enemy. So compare that with Astor's LD that have 7 HP dump, and assuming he is doing 10 million per HP dump, that is only 70, which means Yda outdamaged Astor's LD. So I would say Yda win as being the hardest hitting unit based on skill. Okay, yeah, you might argue that Iris can do more, like the video I did, it goes up to some crazy billion zillion number, but that's special case, so let's not talk about Iris here. Okay, although I mentioned that being the hardest hitting based on skill, that doesn't mean that every offered skill hit as hard. Really is her LD really shines in that sense, while the other skill that she have is about like 10 HP dumps, single target and stuff, so it is not as impressive as you think it would be. Anyway, Yda is a DPS. She has some poison utility, but probably you will never really use it. And yeah, she can combo with Sephiroth and cheese a lot of fights. For Yda's kit, her FR is not really generic, but the good thing that if you are using her with Sephiroth, Sephiroth is also melee, and Sephiroth resets the enemy brave, making them very easy to be broken. So with Sephiroth, if you are doing that Yda combo, it makes it slightly easier, because like when you are chaining Yda and Sephiroth, then you just wait for the gauge to charge. Once the gauge charge, you just enter either once FR use up all the echo, then just press HP plus, break the enemy, HP plus, break the enemy, and then it will just continue all the way until you hit the end and you have HP damage bonus retained, so it does speed up everything. Okay, Yda might take hours, but with FR and everything, HP damage bonus retained, yeah, you probably don't need that long. Yda's BT phase, as I mentioned, LD is hitting really hard, but that doesn't mean every attack of hers is hitting as hard. So Yda's BT phase is actually not the strongest. So a lot of unit, if I'm not mistaken, even Ignis hit harder for a BT phase. Okay, so if you really want to use Yda optimally, I would suggest to go for the nuke strategy, meaning that you get your HP damage bonus up to 999%. Then you use like Luna Freya Call and give Yda's multiple turns. So after that, what you do is just spamming LD, and every LD over 72 million to both enemy, you know, with 3 LD that is like 200 million. If you have Luna Freya's BT giving 4 consecutive turns to Yda, that would be 280 million per enemy. So boom. With echoes, nah, not a lot of enemy will be able to withstand that amount of damage. Another way, if you do not have Luna Freya, or somehow you find it a bit boring to set her up, or you're like wasting a turn just to use a call in FR, what you can do is get it up to 999%. Then you can enter BT. You can enter summon. And everyone during summon can just spam their hardest attacking skill. Let's say it's LD, 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 LD. So at least you will be able to use Yda's LD twice. Alright, for Crystal passive, I would suggest to use U6 to provide her 2 more uses of LD. And the LD also have 20% HP damage limit up, so it really makes her hit so much harder. Anyway, the overall score I'm giving Yda is 8.5. Some of you might expect 9 because I do know there's a lot of people hype for Yda. But I think as a DPS somewhat, we already have a lot of that. If you really like the new strategy, then she can be 10 over 10. But else, overall, I would say 8.5. In fact, I would like give her a 7.5 or 8. The additional 0.5 actually comes from the cheese strat. So at least, you know, if you're a new player and you have Sephiroth, in my beginner run, I did recommend Sephiroth because it is a good combo with Dorgan. But now the good news is that he can also combo with Yda to cheese fight even. So there's a lot of fight. You can just return to the previous Shinryu and everything, and Yda and Sephiroth will be able to cheese the fight for you. For me, I'm not actively chasing after Yda's kit, but if I get her BT, I will green her. If I do not, then I will not green her. I already have her in JP and I've been doing several of that new strategy, so yeah, it's kind of like enough for me. But if I do get her, then I will green. I will be chasing for her FR with tickets. Okay, so good luck with your pool and have fun.